koutou, welcome to Marae. Coming up, Te Koro Rāwhiti has always been a Labour Party stronghold. Will it change? And Metira Turei, should she have stayed?
The scrutiny of my family has become unbearable, frankly.
The paru waters of Te Tai Rāwhiti.
They don't come in and test to see what it is, to tell us what it is, but we know what it is. It's untreated sewage.
And suicide, it's still killing our people.
On the East Coast, over the last couple of months, we've had about 9 deaths from suicide.
So joining us in studio, incumbent Te Koro Rāwhiti MP Meka Whaitiri, tēnā koe Meka. Some good news for your whānau this week, your niece?
Absolutely. A big shout out to our niece Harum Cruz Ihaya. That last night took out the Miss Universe New Zealand. Big.
Outstanding. We also have Māori Party co-leader Marama Fox. Tēnā koe Marama. And how was your birthday this week?
Oh, my birthday was great, but we got to mention the girl, Harlem, man, because, you know, we're Māori, we don't do ugly. Plus we coming earlier, and she's got a bag, hole in one.
That's awesome. That is fantastic news. And we also have Dr. Elizabeth Kerekere from the Green Party. Tēnā koe. Now, what's your doctorate in there? What?
I did my PhD around Takapapui health and well-being.
Tēnā koe. Good to see you in this race against these other fantastic Māori kura from Te Tai Rāwhiti. Plenty to discuss and debate, but first let's take a look at the electorate. The Te Koro Rāwhiti electorate extends from the top of the East Cape and the North Island to the Wellington region and includes Gisborne, Hawke's Bay and the Wairarapa, as well as most of the Hutt Valley and Wainui-Omata. So Labour has a stronghold on the Te Koro Rāwhiti seat. Meka Whaitiri captured 45% of the vote in 2014, beating out second place finisher Te Hamua Nikora by 4,700 votes, and third place to Marama Fox by nearly 6,000. Meka previously won the 2013 by-election. So this year, incumbent MP Meka Whaitiri will contest the seat against the Māori Party co-leader Marama Fox and the Green candidate Elizabeth Kerekere. Now, a week in politics is enough to take you from hero to zero, as Metira Turei found out when she confessed to cheating the welfare system to feed her child more than 20 years ago. And she's paid the ultimate price, stepping down as co-leader of the Green Party.
So Metiri is gone as co-leader of the Greens, and by the end of this term, gone as an MP.
I've decided there's 2 reasons. The first is that the scrutiny of my family has become unbearable. The second reason is I do think that if I continue as co-leader, I will hinder the success of the kaupapa. And the kaupapa is to change this government and make sure the Greens are at the very heart of that new government.
Her admissions of defrauding the welfare system 20 years ago and her lack of repentance sparked near hysteria.
Oh, look, there was no question there was pressure from within some quarters.
No, I didn't ask Metira to resign, and I've supported all of the decisions that she has made on this campaign.
The pressure has remained on her and on the party.
But the majority of our Facebook followers identify with Metiria's stand. They also point to glaring inconsistencies in our attitudes towards those who take advantage of the system.
Under siege from the media and from the opposition.
Trigger Ballard has come down here today and said that you've been living in Wellington since the mid-90s and have probably claimed $300,000 or $400,000 that you shouldn't have.
While Metiria fessed up to doing the wrong thing for the right reasons,
I had extra flatmates that I didn't dare tell Wins about.
Prime Minister Bill English once used a loophole to claim almost $1,000 a week living allowance. He wasn't technically breaking the law, but did that make it right? English was shamed into paying back $32,000 to the taxpayer.
Are you worried about an ongoing perception that your mandate as finance minister has been damaged by it?
No, not at all.
Defraud welfare like Metiria did, and you're 10 times more likely to be prosecuted than if you fiddle your tax. Even though tax fraud cost our economy 33 times more than beneficiary fraud.
Yes, it's been a fascinating fortnight in New Zealand politics. Let's start with you, Marama. Do you support the stance that Metira took?
Listen, Metira is our cousin, and I've rung her up and given her my support, but I don't condone the actions, and I don't want to take a side either way, but the thing is, if you weigh up what's happened, you've got a woman who has admitted benefit fraud, and for a lot of people who've been attacking people on the DPP for a long time as just bludgers, it's sort of played into their hands. But on the other side, you've got people on the benefit who commit benefit fraud for small amounts of money are being prosecuted and imprisoned, while people who commit tax evasion, the wording is even different, they get off, or they get off with a periodic detention or sort of home detention, but they don't have to be incarcerated. And I think that's unfair. We need to treat people equally in the system, and we also know that the system is inherently racist.
And so what does this say about our attitudes towards beneficiaries, Elizabeth? Because as Mum has just said, we come down hard on benefit fraud, and yet tax fraud we hardly blink an eyelid at.
Well, exactly. Beneficiary bashing in this country is rife. And the fact that a Māori woman can have this historical act, but is right now co-leader of a political party in Parliament, still has to be taken down for that behaviour. And I think that there's racism involved in that. There's that colonial structure that says this is not okay. And that really, the real penalty is not that what she did or where she lived or where she was registered. It's actually that she's raising a discussion that the right that National certainly does not want talked, and that is about poverty.
Tax fraud costs 33 times more than what benefit fraud does. So is this the old one rule for the rich, one rule for the poor scenario, Mecca?
Clearly it is. But I firstly want to acknowledge Metira as a relation of hers. Both Madam and I come from the same marae of Papawai, so I stand with Metira in the terms of our whakapapa. I also want to acknowledge a woman that's done 15 years in Parliament advocating strongly for social justice and poverty to our people. I'm also aware that she made this decision on her own bat, and I'm also confident no matter what happens, Metira is going to land really well and can continue to contribute to be the champion for our people.
What about the double standard in politics? I mean, you've got Metira legally wrong, but maybe morally right, and then Bill English, who legally exploited a loophole to double dip on the housing allowance, but morally probably absolutely
and many of our people will understand why she did that, and many of our people have probably been in the same place. Right. For us, it is about changing the government, because you need a compassionate government, and a government that's actually going to deal with corporate welfare, because there is that in this country, and tax evaders versus the poor issues that many of our beneficiary whānau face under this government.
So is Labour championing beneficiaries and the poor and that side of things, the social issues, more than what National will?
Absolutely.
National's moved towards the centre ground now, haven't they?
Yeah, but we're a government that's going to get the balance right. We're going to make sure that corporates pay their fair share of tax. We're going to make sure those that are less able to survive are getting supported by a government that cares and is kind and compassionate.
So Metira stood up for a social issue here, but a lot of people are saying the Greens have become too socialist. Do you think you need to get back to being, a party that champions environmental issues? I'm going to stay away from that word after this.
It's a really interesting point, because what people like to do is to control the narrative of the Greens. And so that if we're talking about poverty, they say, oh, you shouldn't talk about this, let's talk about environment. We've never stopped talking about the environment. We all know we are the most extreme party and accurate party on the environment. But if we talk about that, then they say, oh, you don't really care about having a strong economy. And so we see these things are not mutually exclusive. These things interweave together. And so part of our party being based on the treaty and acknowledging that eco-wisdom is that we see how these connect.
I think it's really important, isn't it? What you do at one end of the river, at the head of the river, affects everybody along that river. So you can't just break things apart and say you're a party for this or a party for that. Everything is interconnected and interwoven. We talk about the environment and the impact on people. That also has an impact on social deprivation in an area if you can't get water. If the water has been excluded from you because it's been driven over to the vineyards or wherever else, and you're on tank water, sorry about it, or your well is polluted and you've got E. coli in your system. Everything interplays with one another. So we do need a government that looks across the broad spectrum and how they interweave with one another. You can't just pigeonhole people into one box.
I'm glad you used that metaphor of the river, because we are going to talk about river and water issues shortly. But just very quickly, the Māori Party launched their campaign yesterday. How did that all go, and what are some of the main issues that you'll be campaigning on?
Well, it was a fantastic launch. It was a lot of life and vibrance. That's what happens when you bring in the One Pacific whānau as well. We had chanting Tūroro Flavel was a little bit off the hook, but it was great. There was a lot of energy. People are really positive. And we do believe that we can hold the centre. And if we get enough party vote down the middle, then it doesn't matter who takes 50% either side or 40% either side. Both sides will not be able to make a move if the Māori Party hold the middle ground. And so we have the One Pacific whānau have come on. We've got Witex, first ever Asian candidate. Oh, it's not the first ever Asian candidate, actually. At the beginning we had some more, but he's standing up loud and proud at the moment. And so we feel a lot of vitality coming on.
Excellent, excellent. A lot of energy. Okay, coming up after the break, Crimea River, Te Tai Rāwhiti.
Our waters are dying already. Our rivers, our lakes, our streams,